you ever lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering if this is all there is? Do you ever feel that ache, that quiet, restless ache, that you were meant for something more? And do you ever catch yourself, just for a moment, imagining a life where you wake up every morning on fire with purpose, unstoppable, unbreakable, alive? If you're nodding, or even if you're just feeling that tiny spark flicker inside your chest, then listen to me, because I'm about to share with you the most life-altering lessons from a man who's changed millions of lives. That is Robin Sharma. He's not just an author. He's not just a speaker. He's the voice that echoes in the silence before dawn, the mentor you never met, but always needed. His book, The 5 a.m. Club, isn't just a book. It's a wake-up call. It's a rebellion against mediocrity. It's a blueprint for anyone who's tired of sleepwalking through life, tired of waiting for permission, tired of being less than they know they could be. I'm Bard. This is Cinemalizer. And right now, it's just you and me. No distractions, no noise, just the truth, raw and unfiltered. Because real change doesn't start out there. It starts right here, inside you. So, let's get honest. Let's get real. Let's talk about the mornings you've wasted, the dreams you've buried, the promises you've broken to yourself. Let's talk about the pain you hide, the potential you feel, but can't quite reach, the voice inside you that keeps whispering, there's more, there's more, there's more. Because there is, and you know it, you feel it. That's why you're here. Picture this. It's 4:59 a.m. The world is dark, silent, almost holy. Everyone else is asleep, lost in dreams they'll forget by sunrise. But you're awake. You're standing at the edge of your old life, staring into the unknown. Your heart is pounding. Your mind is racing. And in that moment, you realize this is your hour. This is your chance. This is the moment you decide who you're going to be. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Robin Sharma calls it the victory hour. But it's more than that. It's a declaration. It's you, standing up to your fears, your doubts, your excuses, and saying, no more. I'm done hiding. I'm done waiting. I'm done living small. You see, most people will never do this. Most people will hit snooze, roll over, and let their dreams die quietly in the dark. Most people will spend their lives waiting for a sign, for motivation, for someone to save them. But not you. Not anymore. Because you're not most people. You're here because you're ready. Ready to feel the fear and do it anyway. Ready to trade comfort for greatness. Ready to become the person you were always meant to be. Let me ask you, and I want you to really hear this. Are you willing to be uncomfortable? Are you willing to be different? Are you willing to do what 95% of people will never do, so you can live a life 95% of people will never know? Because that's what it takes. That's what Robin Sharma teaches. That's what every legend, every world changer, every hero has done. They rise before the world. They build their empires in silence. They master themselves before they master anything else. And it's not about the hour. It's about the intention. It's about the promise you make to yourself every single morning that you will not betray your potential, that you will not let your dreams die in the dark. So what do you do in that sacred hour? You move your body, because your body is your power plant. You sweat, you breathe. You feel your heart pounding in your chest, reminding you that you're alive, that you're here, that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. You sit in silence, not scrolling, not numbing, not running from yourself, but listening to the voice inside you that knows the way, listening to the wisdom that only comes in the quiet. And then you feed your mind, you read, you learn, you grow, because the world will try to shrink you, distract you, make you forget who you are. But you are a student of greatness. You are a builder of empires. You are a warrior of the morning. And yes, it will be hard. Yes, you will want to quit. Yes, your old self will fight to pull you back into bed, back into comfort, back into the familiar. But comfort is a slow poison. It kills dreams quietly, gently, with a smile. It tells you, you can do it tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. So you choose discomfort. You choose discipline. You choose to rise again and again until rising becomes who you are, because the pain of discipline is nothing compared to the pain of regret. And regret, that's the real enemy. It's the voice that haunts you in the quiet, asking, what if you had tried? What if you had believed? What if you had just gotten up 1 hour earlier? But you are not here to live with regret. You are here to live with fire, with purpose, with power. And it all begins with a single morning. Because here's the truth you've been waiting to hear. And I want you to feel this, not just understand it. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are not the limits that other people put on you. You are possibility. You are potential. You are the architect of a future that no one else can build. And it starts right now with a choice. Not a someday, not a maybe, not a when I feel ready. A choice, a decision, a line in the sand. This is the moment you stop asking for permission. This is the moment you stop waiting for the world to change. This is the moment you realize the world changes when you do. So, what will you do with this hour? Will you let it slip away like all the others? Or will you claim it? Will you own it? Will you make it the foundation of the life you've always wanted? Robin Sharma says, all change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. And he's right. The beginning is always the hardest. Your mind will scream for comfort. Your body will beg for sleep. Your old self will whisper, just this once, stay in bed. You deserve it. But you know what you really deserve? You deserve to see what happens if you don't give up. You deserve to meet the version of yourself that's been waiting on the other side of discipline. You deserve to feel what it's like to be proud of yourself, not just for what you've achieved, but for who you've become. Because the world doesn't need more people who play small. The world needs you, fully awake, fully alive, unapologetically on fire. So, let's talk about the real work. The work no one sees. The work that happens in the dark, when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when it's just you and your dreams in the silence. This is where legends are made. This is where you build the habits that will shape your destiny. This is where you decide, every single day, to be the hero of your own story. And it's not glamorous. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be. But it's worth it. Because every morning you rise before the sun, you're telling the universe, I'm ready. I'm ready to do what it takes. I'm ready to pay the price. I'm ready to become the person I was born to be. And the universe listens. It always does. You see, the 5 a.m. club isn't about being better than anyone else. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about winning the battle with yourself over and over until victory becomes your new normal. It's about building inner empires before you ever build outer ones, because the world will try to convince you that success is about money, status, followers, applause. But Robin Sharma teaches us, and I want you to hear this, real success is quiet. Real success is built in the dark. Real success is who you become when no one is watching. So what does it look like? It looks like discipline. It looks like sacrifice. It looks like saying no to what's easy, so you can say yes to what's right. It looks like getting up when you don't feel like it. It looks like pushing through the pain, the doubt, the fear. It looks like choosing growth over comfort every single time. And here's the secret. The more you do it, the stronger you get. The more you rise, the higher you climb. The more you believe, the more you become. Because confidence isn't something you are born with. It's something you earn. It's something you build, brick by brick, morning by morning, promise by promise. And every time you keep that promise to yourself, every time you rise at 5 a.m., every time you move, reflect, grow, you're telling yourself, I can trust me. And that's where real power comes from. Not from what the world thinks, not from what other people say, but from the quiet, unshakable belief that you are enough. So, let's get practical. Let's get real. What does your victory hour look like? It starts with movement. Not just to wake up your body, but to wake up your soul. To remind yourself that you are alive, that you are strong, that you are here. Then, reflection. Journaling, meditation, prayer, whatever brings you back to yourself. This is where you find clarity. This is where you remember your why. This is where you set your intentions for the day, not just for what you'll do, but for who you'll be. And finally, growth. Feed your mind. Read something that challenges you. Listen to something that inspires you. Learn something that makes you better, because the world will try to distract you, to pull you away from your purpose, to make you forget who you are. But you are unforgettable. You are unstoppable. You are the kind of person who rises before the world, who builds empires in silence, who leads without a title. And every morning, you get to prove it. So let me ask you, and I want you to answer right now in your heart. Are you ready to rise? Are you ready to claim your life? Are you ready to become unstoppable? Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't. But you can. You will. You are. Because the story you tell yourself is the lock, and your new morning is the key. And when that key turns, everything changes. You start to notice the micro moments you used to miss. The hush before dawn becomes a cathedral. Your breath becomes a drum. The cool floor under your feet becomes a reminder. You are alive today. And you remember that aliveness is not guaranteed. It is a gift. It is a responsibility. It is your call to rise. Let me come closer, like a friend who won't let you lie to yourself. You know what keeps you small. It's not your circumstances. It's your tolerance. You tolerate the snooze button. You tolerate the fog of distraction. You tolerate the ache of one day. But the moment you become intolerant of your own excuses, lovingly, firmly, relentlessly, that's the moment your life pivots. Say it with me in your mind. No more average. No more delay. No more hiding. You don't need another motivational quote. You need a new identity. The identity of someone who rises when it's dark, Someone who chooses the quiet over the crowd. Someone who serves their future self before they serve the world. Because when you serve your future self serves the world tenfold. You will be tempted to chase applause, to post before you practice, to broadcast before you build. Don't. Build your inner empire first. Guard it like treasure, a fortress of clarity, courage, and character. The world cannot give this to you. The world cannot take it from you. This is your sacred craft. This is your private victory. There will be days you wake up heavy. Days you open your eyes and the old story tries to crawl back into bed with you. On those days, go smaller, not softer. 1 glass of water. 1 minute of breathing. 1 page of a book that lifts you. 1 push-up. 1 line in a journal that says, I showed up. Momentum is a miracle, but it is a miracle you make. Tiny wins compound into unshakable belief. And belief changes your behavior before your behavior changes your life. You're going to have people who don't understand. They'll say it's extreme. They'll say it's unnecessary. They'll say, you've changed. Smile kindly, because they're right. You are changing. You're turning pro at the game of being you. You're becoming the kind of person who does difficult things easily because you practiced them when no one was clapping. And that quiet discipline becomes loud results. Remember this like a tattoo on your mind. Your energy is your edge. Protect it, upgrade it, train it. The morning is where you craft the biochemistry of greatness. Sweat to flood your brain with hope. Silence to tune your nervous system to calm. Study to wire your mind for mastery. This is not theory. This is neurology. This is biology. This is your sovereignty. You'll notice something surprising. As you rise earlier, time doesn't just stretch, it deepens. Hours become oceans. Minutes become doorways. You start to hear the ideas that have been knocking for years. You start to feel the courage that's been waiting under your fear. You start to see the pathway that was invisible when you were moving too fast to notice it. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. This is the paradox of the morning. By going slower first, you go farther later. Now, let's make it real. Tonight, when you set your alarm, don't just set a clock. Set an intention. Place your shoes by the door. Put your journal on the table. Fill your water. Lay out your gear. Make your morning frictionless. Remove excuses before they wake up. And write 1 sentence on a sticky note where you'll see it first thing. I keep promises to myself, because when that alarm sounds and the old story whispers, you'll need a louder truth. Your note is that truth. Your word is law. When you enter the dark early, give yourself the first 20 minutes like oxygen. Move until the sweat tells you you're awake. Next 20, go inward. Breathe, journal, pray. Ask better questions. What am I avoiding? What do I want to feel proud of by sundown? Who needs me on my A game today? Then the final 20, learn. 1 chapter, 1 concept, 1 insight. And then, focus. Choose 1 significant task for the first 90 minutes of your workday. Your 90-90 on, 90 minutes, 90 days, 1 obsession. This is how you build things that matter. This is how you stop being busy and start being brilliant. Understand, the world doesn't need more noise. It needs clean execution. Your morning is where you clean your mind so your work can cut through. You'll begin to feel a strange, beautiful shift. Less reactivity, more presence. Less scattered, more surgical. People will notice. They'll ask, what changed? You'll know. The morning changed. You changed. You will fall. You will miss days. You will slide. And when you do, you will be tempted to declare defeat. Don't. Perfection is a prison. Consistency is freedom. If you miss one dawn, you don't miss two. If you break one promise, you keep the next three. If you stumble, you stand sooner. You redeem momentum by recommitment, not by regret. Regret is a tax you don't need to pay. I need you to hear this like a heartbeat. You are capable of a lot more than you're currently allowing. Your standards are the ceiling of your results. Raise the standard, and the ceiling lifts. Raise it again, and the room becomes a sky. Raise it again, and there is no ceiling, only horizon. This is not about becoming someone else. This is about remembering who you are beneath the noise. A maker, a leader, a quiet giant. Lead without a title. Lead in your kindness. Lead in your courage. Lead in your craft. Lead by being the person who rises. There's a moment I want you to anticipate. It happens around day 10, or day 20, or day 30. You'll look in the mirror and not just see a face. You'll see evidence. Evidence of discipline in your eyes. Evidence of respect in your posture. Evidence of peace in your breath. You'll touch the life you're building with your own hands and realize this is what self-respect feels like. It's not pride. It's not ego. It's the grounded power of keeping your word to the person in the mirror. And then comes the larger reason, the one that humbles you. You don't wake up early just to achieve. You wake up early so you can serve. So you can be patient with your children instead of rushed. So you can be generous with your team instead of depleted. So you can be present with your partner instead of half there. So you can create things that outlast you. Greatness without goodness is empty, and goodness requires energy. Your morning is where you create it. If no one has told you lately, let me be the one. I believe in you. I believe in the part of you that is tired of your own excuses. I believe in the part of you that would rather be respected than liked, fulfilled rather than entertained, free rather than comfortable. I believe in the part of you that is ready to trade the validation of strangers for the integrity of a promise kept at dawn. See it with me now. It's 4:59 a.m. again. The window is a dark mirror. The city beyond is a sleeping animal. Your alarm hums, not a scream, a call. You swing your feet to the floor. The room is cool. Your breath fogs the air. You stand. Your hands find the shoes you placed the night before. Your journal waits like an ally. Your water is cold and clean. You take a sip. The first swallow feels like a vow. And then a faint ribbon of blue cuts the horizon. The night softens. The world shifts. You smile, not for anyone else, for you. Because this is the moment you choose. Again, and again, and again. You start to move. Your heart drums. Heat rises. Doubt melts. You stand still afterward, palms on your knees, breath strong, grateful. You sit and write. 3 lines. What you're grateful for. What you will do. Who you will be. You close your eyes. The silence wraps you like a cloak. Every fear tries to speak. You let it pass like weather. Beneath it, you hear the quieter voice. The true one. The one that says, keep going. I'm here. We're not done yet. You open your book. One idea lights the next. Sparks become embers. Embers become fire. The sun edges up, gold and uncompromising. The first light spills across your desk, across your hands, across the page. You look at those hands and you know, these are the hands that will build your future. These are the hands that will write the emails, make the deals, cradle the faces you love, offer the kindness a stranger needs, and create the work you were put here to create. And then the day begins. But it's different now. You're not chasing it. You're leading it. Your mind is clear. Your spirit is steady. The world is noisy, but you are quiet inside. People can feel it. They trust it. They lean into it. Not because you're perfect, but because you're present. Not because you're loud, but because you're grounded. Not because you claim the spotlight, but because you carry the light. This is what awaits you on the other side of one decision repeated daily. This is the door you open every dawn. This is the life you step into when you honor the morning. A life that is not random, not reactive, not borrowed, but yours. A life that is not driven by fear, but by vision. A life that is not padded by comfort, but elevated by courage. So tonight, when the quiet comes and the old story tries to negotiate, smile and say, I know what you're doing. Then set the alarm. Set the intention. Set down the weight of yesterday and pick up the possibility of tomorrow's first light. And when the hour arrives, when the world is still, and the sky is ink and the air is new, remember this one truth, simple and sovereign. You do not need to be ready. You need to be willing. Be willing to stand. Be willing to move. Be willing to meet yourself where you are and love yourself forward. Be willing to do it again tomorrow and the next day and the next, until one morning you realize you don't need to force it anymore. Rising is who you are. Now breathe with me. In through the nose, hold. Out through the mouth. Feel your feet. Feel your chest. Feel the space around you widen, like the horizon just before sunrise. This is your moment. This is your hour. This is your life. Claim it. Rise.